This mosque is destroyed totally because they think that Hezbollah was here, were here.
My name is Dia Abu Ta'am. I'm 28 years old. I am a news reporter since 7 years at Al Manar. I live in the south suburb of Beirut, in fact.
Just generally wanted to tell the story of the evacuees from Kiryat Shmona who had been sleeping on the floor of the school.
In this place, I study in the schools of this region.
Destroyed here, about 20 to 30 tracks.
Everything now is vanishing by the smart rockets used by Israelis.
This is my school. I learned a year here. This is my class. It's totally destroyed. There was a big juxtaposition between Hezbollah and Israel. They tried to come about 4 to 5 times the Israel's army, but they cannot. They are defeated.
I think we used to watch these things in Lebanon. Since I born, and I know Israel. I know Israel, not a neighbor country. Always I watch Israel act to us as enemies. They want our land. They want our water. And anyway, this is my place. I see it now destroying. But as my father and as my grandfather teach me that we had to build everything destroyed.
This mosque is destroyed totally because they think that Hezbollah was here, were here. This is the border here between Israel and Lebanon.
Hezbollah is up there,
After no.
beyond the mountain.
In the mountain with Margaliot.
I started saying to Barry, should we make films about evacuees in Israel, people who had to leave their homes for the duration of the war, because I, from day one, was hearing about evacuees leaving Lebanon and not seeing anything on the news, very, very little about, about 1 million Israelis living in the north who had fled their homes to escape the barrage of Katyusha rockets. So I thought I would try to, first of all, went to film in Hadassim village, or Witzo village.
Show me that, Barry. Can you show me that?
So we made that film, and I wrote about that.
Okay.
And then the story of Meitarim, which was actually in Ra'anana, where I live. Similarly, I wrote about that and said to Barry, maybe now we can follow this group of people as they go home, which is in some ways another part of the story.
I try as a journalist to say, look, public opinion, what's happening, and hear what the Israelis are saying. Can you put what happens from Lebanon and what happens in Israel in an equilibrium? Put it in equilibrium and see what is the right thing to do. In the balance, balance between things, balance between what we are doing to Israel, and look what Israel are doing to us. I know that when this war will end, my suffering will start. I will find that my home is vanished. Some of my relatives has been killed. several of my friends become homeless. So how can I work as you work as an American reporter?
Also pictures for Qur'ans, يعني part verses. It's not destroyed. If we work, we will see them. يعني all the house destroy except this pictures.
Why do you think so?
I think that the God was with us and with Hezbollah because we are demanding just for independence, and we don't want to be subordinated to any dynasty except Lebanon. Just
Was this area cleaned from cluster bombs?
this place is not cleaned
Here.
here. Yes, it's cleaned from few days. The Lebanese army come and see the place here. But there is some rockets, it's not yet cleaned and it's not exploited, yes. So we cannot go whatever we want, and we have to take care just and looking in front of us.
One Katyusha rocket landed here, and you want to see what it looks like inside that office. That's the size of the hole there. Okay. I first met Jacob at Beethoven in Granada, and we had a chat about his whole story before he came there. And now I'm meeting him in his apartment in Kiryat Shmona. It's the end of the war, we hope, and we're just going to recap and talk a bit about what it's like being back the first few days. So you've got something for me there?
Yes, that's what left from the Katyusha. I call it a rocket. Pieces like this can kill somebody. I mean, you can see it. It's a small one. It can kill you in one shot. It can go for the head, for the heart. It can kill you.
And each one is packed.
It's packed with bullets.
Is there any damage to this apartment block?
No, on the roof. Only on the roof. Every corner you can see the rockets coming to you. So the only thing I did, I took my kids, put them in the. I mean, you can see the kids. I mean, they stay almost 19 days in the shelter.
You said and your wife and kids didn't come out of the shelter?
No, because the first 19 days, nobody come to us and bring us some food and stuff like that. Nobody.
I have two roles: covering the stories and give strength to people, especially that our building, as you see, has been destroyed, and we are continuing. نمشي؟ يلا. Playing with warplanes is not a very good play.
Have you been there before when they're flying overhead?
Excuse me?
Have you been there when they're flying overhead?
No.
No, that was the first time? Yeah. Oh, we lucked.
No, yeah, it's always flying over my head, but I was not in the Al-Marar building when it bombed. Yeah, because there was about 15 of my colleagues inside the building when it's bombed, but no one injured because they were underfloor. When the first bomb hit the building, they get out. Then the second bomb come and finished everything. So if they delayed about 2 minutes, they were all become dead.
We're in Kiryat Shmona, and this is where I used to live. I came here when I was in my late 20s, and I came on a Zionist youth program. the Katyushos were falling then, and they still are, and that was 20 years ago. And it reminds me a little bit about how people are proud of where they live, and that people have a feeling that they're needed. I felt that I was one in many, but I felt really needed. I felt patriotic. I felt that I had to protect my country somehow. I had to give more. I was very patriotic when I first came to Israel. And I went to a camp when I was a child, and I learned how to shoot, so I knew how to shoot. And I thought I was, G.I. Jane. I had an N16, and I went up in the mountains with 2 other Americans, and we patrolled what we thought was, rather not dangerous area, but I found out later that it was. And I just feel that this is an old cause. I mean, people have been here for so many years, and they have the same fears, and things haven't changed. And it reminds me of when I was here, that we thought we could defeat the enemy. And the Israeli army is so strong that we would be able to do anything. We were invincible in a way. And you feel it more here because you're faced with the enemy all the time.
They did this just to say to the world that Hezbollah is responsible for the destruction in Lebanon, and in order to demand to disarm Hezbollah or to deprive it from its weapons. But we are sure that the people here did not believe these stories, these magic stories. We can say that this victory is not just for Lebanon, it's for all the Arabs, because Israel's plan is to occupy the Middle East from the Furat River in Iraq to Nile's River in Egypt. They occupy some countries politically, and they try to occupy us by their army, but they can't. Yeah.
What has Hezbollah done to help people recover?
Hezbollah bring everything essential for the life.
So there's a kibbutz right on the border.
Yeah.
It's called the
מנרה. יש מנרה, משגב עם.
משגב עם, okay.
ומרגליות.
מרגליות,
מרגליות
okay.
מושב.
Okay.
באמצע יש את מוצב ציפורי.
Okay, which is what?
מוצב זה מוצב צה"לי, צה"ל יושב על
okay,
הגבול.
so the army sits there, okay.
יש, ועד היום, עד לפני המלחמה, חיזבאללה ישב ממש לידו.
Hezbollah was right there on the side, okay.
חיזבאללה, היה להם מצלמות שראו את ה...
So they had cameras that saw us down here. Why didn't we get rid of the cameras?
עכשיו עשו את זה.
Now they did it, okay.
עכשיו, they take all the camera out,
Okay.
explode המוצב של חיזבאללה, פוצצו אותו, ויושב שם צה"ל. אם את היית בצבא, אם היית בצבא, שמרת על הקיבוץ, על המגדלים.
אנחנו עושים לך טובה, מנחם? זה זכות שלך.
עכשיו, יש פה עוד בית עם קטיושה.
Okay, I'll go see it. Okay, great, thank you. The bomb, the Katyusha bomb, fell into the swimming pool. And we found it after a long walk, and it looks like it went right through the roof. I mean, this is a gorgeous house, this is a villa. I didn't see this on TV. I want to see it up close. I want to see really what it is, Oh, God. Okay, come on.
Is it if it stinks after just a few days just because of the garbage? Imagine what a place with bodies would be like.
This building have been destroyed. There's a man whose name is Ali Dabdouk. He want to hold on. He doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave the village here. But the home is destroyed over him. He died. But although he died, his wife stay here and make a food and cooking for the resistance and helping them. And she cook and help them, and her husband is under the room beside her. She's so patient. She held on all the war. She stay here. She doesn't leave the village. And if you see her now, she is so patient, and she is not sad for her husband. She sad a little bit, but she considers him as a martyr, and she is very proud because she helped the resistance.
These are pieces of the Katyusha. See? These are pieces. This is what they put inside. Look at that. I mean, if that goes through you, honey. Look at that. Look at the pieces they put in there. Wow. When I was here when I was 20, I had a boyfriend who brought me, people who live in Kiryat Shmona, sometimes they save these remnants of Katushot and they give them to their first girlfriend. So I got one. I like getting a story. I like getting, one of the photographers that I really like, a still photographer, McGee, right? Is that his name, McGee? I can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, he filmed bodies. I thought that was like the eeriness of it. I think that's fascinating. I think I love murder mysteries, that kind of thing.
You have a humanitarian sense. When you see hundreds and thousands of children killed, you should. The right thing is to ask yourself why these children, for what sake they have been killed. They are not militiants. They don't have weapons. They don't bring hurt to anyone in this universe. So I think even any journalist come from any country, any peace country, must have the minimum sense of human sense to balance what's happening.
So we finally got it. Finally found this bomb. It came through here. Now see, you can see right there. You can see the hills exactly from here. Look, see the. It came in. You see, it came right over these hills. And she told me that she was in the bomb shelter, and it came right over here. I mean, that's so close. And the thing is that I asked her to come in. She let me in. You know, I mean, having a camera gives me access to people's stories, and I asked her anything I wanted, basically. She told me, and she was in a hurry, so I couldn't stay with her. But I mean, this is so fun for me. This is like real journalism, you know. This is it. She said, and they're helping her fix. You know, in other words, the government is helping her repair all of this.
They try to destroy all our owns, our houses, our stores. They think that they will change our vision to Hezbollah, but we have to say that we will not change. We are resistance, and who say that he will prevent, who will deprive Hezbollah from his army is so incorrect. I want to correct just because we are resistance, and we will not leave our weapon and be subordinated to Israel and to the American government.
You see, it's packed with ball bearings, so that happens. That causes that damage. Now, one of those is enough to kill somebody if that hits somebody. Just one ball bearing. Katyusha. Here, the ball bearings. That's from that rocket.
He said the point that there's an area where loads of them fell.
Anybody standing here? This could kill plenty of people.
What we're filming right now is the frontier between Israel and Lebanon. The hills in the background is Israeli territory, but just beyond the hills is Lebanese territory. The source of where the Katyusha rockets came firing down below onto Kiryat Shmona, where we're now standing. This is where the missile landed, nose first. Exploded there, scattering all the ball bearings and nuts and bolts
into that pole over there,
into the building over there, into this pole over here, into that tree. This is part of the missile, but it's too difficult to take out.
It's 6 o'clock GMT. This is the BBC World Service. I'm Mike Williams with The World Today. Today, Kofi Annan says Israel has broken the ceasefire in Lebanon. We'll go live to Israel for reaction. And we'll hear from Lebanon too, where there's anger at the attack on the country and fear for the prospects of a long-term peace.
United Nations Kofi Annan has described an Israeli commando raid into eastern Lebanon on Saturday as a violation of the ceasefire that ended almost 5 weeks of fighting between Israel and Hezbollah guerrillas. Mr. Annan said he was deeply concerned by the Israeli attack. All violations, he warned, are endangered the fragile truce in Lebanon and undermined the authority of its government. Reporting from Jerusalem, Bethany Bell.
Israel insists it's not broken the terms of the UN ceasefire. Israeli officials say the raid was aimed at preventing Hezbollah from rearming. They've accused Hezbollah of violating the truce by smuggling weapons. The UN Secretary-General Kofi Annan has expressed deep concern about the incident, which he described as a violation of the ceasefire. Clear that it will continue to carry out such actions until an expanded international peacekeeping force is deployed in southern Lebanon. An Israeli commission of inquiry into the way the military campaign in Lebanon was handled begins its work today.
Israeli soldiers have shot dead a Palestinian in the West Bank. At least 3 other Palestinians were wounded in the incident, which happened near Nablus. Palestinian security officials said the Israelis had opened fire on a car at a checkpoint.
And we haven't had a real ceasefire. I mean, there's no ceasefire in Israel. It doesn't exist. So, it's a fallacy that there'll be peace here, I guess. Even though we do what we can.
This person is our historical enemy. I am sorry to say that, but this is the fact. And this is when we forget that Israel always give us a message that we are your enemies. Don't forget that. I'm sorry to say that, but this is the fact. I think how to rebuild this place, and I think that my memories here did not vanish at all. There is a new memory now, and I will sure this trial and these memories, I will teach it to my children to be aware, to know that even if their country is destroyed, they must be strong, as I'm trying to be now.